Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike. It is Friday, December 3rd. This is our weekly recap that goes out to all members and as well as people who follow me on social media on YouTube. You should follow me, by the way, if you don't. If you're interested in joining us, smartoptiontrading.com, link in the description below, and you can get analysis like this twice a day plus live in the trading room all day long with us. Let's just jump into this week here, and let's just start with what's going on. So when you look at this market here, and what's going on here is we have a pullback in place in session. We've had this big run up. Here was our last big pullback in here. And now we've pushed up. There was your all-time high last week, and we've pulled back 2 weeks ago and pulled back. For what it's worth, last 2 Fridays ago, I warned that the market had big divergences because of breadth. Now here we are. Now, what's going on under the covers is much worse than the indexes show. When we look at the SPY here, it's been a tough week. We have gone opposite directions most of the time on gaps, and we are heavily defending this 450 area on the SPY. 450 is a 5% pullback, right? So here was our 3%, here's our 5%, a 10% correction is down to here. We have not had a 10% correction in the markets now since the pandemic over 18 months ago. So right now, with about 25 minutes to go, the SPY is pushing back for the 50-day. Where do we go from here, guys? I don't know. My gut says we may chop around for a bit. This is not over until they sell strength. Right now, this market continues to sell strength, but they're unwilling to dump it. Under the covers, there's a lot of damage done. Volume is very elevated through here. So we'll see what the weekend brings and the more updates on the new variant, the Omicron variant of the virus. If we cannot hold 450, your 100-day is right below here at 448, and then the 200-day down here at 229 could be the ultimate target. We do have a few gaps to fill on its way down. Switching gears to the Qs. The Qs here on the 50-day finally pull back. They're holding in. The IWM has been a disaster. It is in a bear market already. It's down over 20%. The Dow here is back trying to hold the 200-day. It's down heavily at this point. And basically, if you look at sectors, energy is still holding okay, but not great. And the financials are holding okay, not great. Energy, It's really been about names. By the way, breadth was green today on the open. It's horrific here. We've gone very, very red at this point. So let's talk about names and what's going on. Wow, the VIX is really coming in. We're starting to break some of these downtrends here on the 5, guys. The VIX is really starting to give it up here at this point. VIX back in the Bollinger Band, right? Typically, this is risk on. Maybe we get a short-term bounce. We may chop around in this market until the Fed on the 15th, but price action reigns supreme. So what names were good this week? Well, Apple provided lots of good trades early this week and yesterday, even today. For people who wanted, I made money on Apple today long. There was, if you look at this, Apple was strong most of the session until it gave it up in here. It gave some trades. Apple held in. AMD held in a little bit, but then gave it up. What are some other names, guys, that held in? NVIDIA mostly held in. Micron is still holding in. Qualcomm is still holding in. Viacom's having a day to remember here, right? But most of the names are selling, and that's been the hallmark of this market. Boeing gave a trade yesterday, hit the 8-day and didn't hold. And a lot of names like Wynn are trying to find their footing down here after a big move down. Same thing with some of the airlines. Delta had a big bounce today, but couldn't hold it. It pushed into that gap. The bottom line here is this is a time to have your cash levels high and be ready for what you want to buy when the turn comes. And the turn, might come on Monday, and it might come in a week or 2 weeks, but ultimately this market will turn back up. At this point, you're just going to have to be patient and wait for the action to come to you. For me, I'm in very tactical mode. I've been trading mostly in counter trend longs all week. It's been a nice week for me. People in the room, if you're aggressive, the thing to do though is size down because things are whipping. Size down and be sure about your setups. So bottom line, guys, is we go into next week with a lot of pressure still on this market. And until that alleviates, or maybe the Fed makes things clearer in December 15th meeting, maybe this is the area we stay in. I do think if you get a decent flush, buyers are going to come in, and we'll see where we go from here. I'm going to wish you guys a wonderful weekend. I'm away for the weekend. Yay for me. I don't know if I'll get to charts on Sunday. I'll do my best to get a couple of them up for you guys. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. I'll catch you guys in the room bright and early on Monday.